Hi again, everybody, and welcome to Holt Fieldhouse in Night 2 of the NCAA Southeast Regional, as we are ready to get to the championship round. Two South Atlantic Conference schools against two Conference Carolina clubs inside of Holt Fieldhouse, getting set for tip-off. And our primer this evening, our very first game this evening here at Holt Fieldhouse, it's second-seeded Barton out of Conference Carolinas against the upstart sixth-seeded Catawba College, Catawba Indians, who stung the upset in fine form. A 19-point rout of Carson-Newman's Lady Eagles an evening ago. So Catawba and Barton getting ready for tip-off. We'll have the starters and the play-by-play coming up here in just a moment here on the Eagle Sports Network. National anthem wraps up here at Holt Fieldhouse, and we're just about ready for the opening tip-off here from Carson-Newman University, the host site of this year's NCAA Regional. Barton in its 9th NCAA tournament, looking for their first win in a decade, while Catawba came off of their first win in a national tournament in 28 years. Had to go back to the NAIA days, the last time that Catawba landed in the NCAA tournament. Get ready to take a look at the starting lineups for these two programs, and we begin with a look at the Catawba College. Catawba Indians 10-3 overall on the year, 9-2 in the South Atlantic Conference. Check that, 11-3 now on the season for this program. Shemaya Standback came off of a double-double last night. She dropped 12 points and had 10 rebounds while holding the South Atlantic Conference's Player of the Year to a season low, 7 points in Catawba's win. Tasia DeShazo, 9 points per game on the year, a former first-team all-conference pick. Had a solid overall game despite being in foul trouble, being limited to just 16 minutes on the hardwood last evening. Lauren Ford, a sophomore forward from Chesterfield, Virginia. Talia Barnes and Lyric Thorne, the starting five for Catawba. Barton on the other side as we take a look at their starting lineup. Akira Wiggins, the 5'7 junior guard from Knightdale, North Carolina. Michelle Gainey, a 5'10 senior from Rocky Mount, North Carolina, 6 points and 3 rebounds. She has been in double figures in the last two. Shanika Peterkin, the two-time Conference Player of the Year, 19 points, 12 rebounds. Lauren Walker and Jami Tham Morapel round out the starting five for Coach Wendy St. Sing in her 32nd year, the professor here for Barton. 12-2 overall on the year. They were great at home, 8-0. 4-2, however, in road games. They led by 13 at halftime and by 9 with 4.5 minutes to play in the Conference Carolinas title game before succumbing to Belmont Abbey in overtime, 68-62. We'll have the Crusaders and the Pioneers of Tusculum in the nightcap tonight. A spot in the regional final. We're down to 32 teams left in the country. After this evening, we'll be down to the final 16 in a region title matchups. Will come our way on Monday. Happy to have you along for the ride. Michael Watchering with you as Barton wins the opening tip, and we are underway at Holt Fieldhouse. Man-to-man defense for Catawba. That is what they lock down into. They force 22 turnovers per game from their opponents. Left-hand side, a lob underneath. Peterkin, much improved as an offensive player. Floats it to the right corner. Pretty good right-handed look from the corner for Lauren Walker. She breaks the seal, and it's a 3-0 start for Barton. To the front court, Lyric Thorne for Catawba. DeShazo, she hit the first three yesterday, and she tickles the twine to start the game here. Back-to-back trifectas by these two clubs, and we're deadlocked at 3. Allows Catawba to set up its press, and the ball goes out of bounds as Gainey heaves it into the front row of the bleachers. Turnover from Barton. These two teams lead their respective conferences in turnovers, so they are used to playing games where there's high turnover totals, but Catawba takes it to a different level. Thorne sprints around a defender, gets to the bucket, and Peterkin affects it. She's one of the best shot blockers in the country. 44 on the year, 5th in Division II. And another turnover. Gainey was able to rescue it on the far sideline. Setting up the offense is Akira Wiggins, 30 minutes per game this year. A dozen points. Peterkin, another post touch, gets to the right block with a jump stop. Doesn't get the shot to drop, but does draw the foul. 61% foul shooter. And she gets to the free throw line. Peterkin's first 2 seasons, she averaged 8 points per game. The last 2 years, she's averaged 19. Her offensive development has been in full blossom the last couple years. Certainly her early couple seasons had a lot of really talented players underneath, including Kiana Wynn. As a second free throw is in, and Barton regains the lead at 4-3. Last time Peterkin was in this gym, she didn't score, but she had 9 blocks against North Georgia in what was a 5-point loss. Thorne pops the top on a 3. That's too strong. A rebound picked up by Tham Morabel. And Barton doesn't have to deal with the pressure as they break the timeline 90 seconds in. Tham Morabel tries to throw it underneath. Ford got a piece. Tham Morabel somehow got it back through traffic and draws the foul and gets back to the free throw line. This time it's on DeShazo. I mentioned the foul trouble that she was in yesterday. And free throws coming up here for Tham Morabel, a 70% free throw shooter this year as she drops in the first foul shot. She's dominated every team with the exception of Belmont Abbey. 17 points per game against non-Belmont Abbey clubs this year. 6-3 the lead for Barton, 8:13 to go in the first. DeShazo around a screen. She is the lone points for Catawba. Catawba not normally an efficient offensive team. High volume club at that end. Thorne sprints around a defender, stops, gives it out. Barnes from the foul line, connects on a jumper, swirls it home. 6-5, the edge for Barton. Now they have to deal with this pressure. They're trying to force Barton to the sideline, but a good pass and a lob now to Tham Morabel, and she loses it. Out of bounds, second turnover for Barton. Barton this year, one of the most efficient teams in terms of holding on to the ball, less than 14 turnovers per game. That's among the best in the country. 1 point lead for the Bulldogs. DeShazo dribbles right around the defenders, stops on the right block, and is able to shove in a layup, and Catawba has its first lead of the day. 7-6 your early edge for the 6th seed in this region. Sprinting front court is Gainey, and Ford meets her with a high hand and a shot block, sending it back, and Catawba looking to spurt. Stand back, throws it out for Thorne, uses a screen, accelerates to the block. Peterkin affects another shot. Offensive rebound, however, Barnes, and she puts it in. Played just over 3 minutes. This is whistled for an. That is huge on the foul situation. Peterkin. She's a two-time conference player of the year. Time conference year. There will be another can affect the game in so many ways. This is from earlier in the game. DeShazo works around a screen, stops on the right elbow, and pulls up for a jumper. That misses badly, but gets her own miss. She's open at the free throw line. She can go to work on Peterkin and maybe force a second, but instead elects to pass out. And Terrence McCutcheon's group will reset. Thorne with 6 to shoot. Throws it underneath McIntosh. Turning right-hand shot. Drops in, and it's an 8-0 Catawba scoring run. Indians led start to finish last night. Trailed early here, but have worked their way back into it. And they call a foul, and Terrence McCutcheon is completely satisfied with that call. Very nearly a turnover, but instead they say that a foul was whistled on Thorne. Kayla Mitchell is called for the foul. And it'll be Walker to inbound the ball. They want to bring in a sub as well. Ray Wright will replace Peterkin. Sensing they're close to a media timeout, a chance to spell Peterkin and make sure she doesn't pick up a cheap second. Tham Morabel catches the inbounds and hands off. Walker sprints to the block, and a right-hand scoop layup ends a scoring drought that lasted nearly 2.5 minutes. 3-point game, Catawba with the edge, the 6th seed. Lost in the SAC semifinals, but picked up an opening round win for the first time in its history. Stand back between the legs dribble, accelerates to the block. No shot blocker there. And a left-hand scoop layup for Shamaya Standback, the second team all-conference pick. 5-point lead for Catawba. Sure they're able to do so. Diggs getting all the way to the block, bounces it, slides underneath the hands of Tham Morabel. It's a 4th turnover of the day for Barton. Catawba has yet to give it away. They've made 5 of their last 7 shots. Terrence McCutcheon's second season, the former Pfeiffer standout, is leading this club into uncharted waters for the program. Team that was shut down for a total of 52 days this year. Thorne to set it up between the rings. Janiyah Downs. And an illegal screen set by McIntosh gives the ball back to Barton. This is the 9th all-time meeting between these two programs. The last time they squared off, it was Catawba getting the upper hand. 58-49. Or check that, Barton won that game, 58-49 in 2018. High post lob, back to the basket, goes right, spins it back out Walker. Walker wants another look at a 3. That one nearly dropped in, and the rebound to Downs in a 5-point game in the first. Catawba with the early edge. Stand back. Nice split defense move and a left-hand layup from Standback. The senior from Kannapolis, North Carolina, has Catawba ahead by 7. Barton looking to handle this pressure, and they're not doing so well right now. They have 1 to get it across, and they do not do so. And it brings us to a break in play. A 12-2 Catawba scoring run. And the Indians surging ahead by 7 at our first stoppage. You're going to want to hang with us all night here on the Eagle Sports Network.
As a student athlete in college, I first got involved with the NCAA at the national level. It was through the Student Athlete Advisory Committee, SAC, gave me an opportunity to advocate on behalf of all student athletes, to affect change and to make an impact. The NCAA is giving the student athlete a platform to voice their concerns and to be able to advocate for what's going to affect their well-being. The policies that are being put in place are speaking towards academics, they're speaking towards well-being, they're speaking towards fairness, creating a culture so that the student athletes have the best experiences possible.
We welcome you back courtside here at Holt Fieldhouse. Carson-Newman University, the host site for this NCAA Southeast Regional. And Catawba, a little bit of a sluggish start, but they are now shooting 64% in the game. You take a look at the star watch in this one. We've mentioned Peterkin, and Lyric Thorne has been a tremendous player, the honorable mention all-conference pick. 12 points per game this year, 4 rebounds as well. And in a 7-point game, we kickstart action back again. And Standback has it on the right point. She'll work around a screen from McIntosh. 10 to shoot. Throws it out top. Pretty good defense here by Barton. Downs getting down the lane. Misses the layup. Rebound pokes around. And it's last touch. Sam Morabel of Barton. Well, the Bulldogs have been ultra close. They've lost 5 straight in the tournament, but their last 4 losses are by a grand total of 18. And they had a chance to stun top-seeded Anderson the last time they were in it. Stand back, far left corner. Airballs a jumper, and that'll be a shot clock violation. So a very nice defensive possession by the Barton Bulldogs. And that club trying to get their offense back into motion. They are shooting 50%, but the 5 turnovers have hindered the flow. Walker throws it out for Peterkin. Taya Doss into the game for the first time today. The senior guard from Virginia Beach. Standback nearly ripped it away from her on an errant dribble. Peterkin gets good post position and a great drop step. And the advancement of her game flourishes there with a right-hand layup. 15-10. Catawba on top in a tight game. Bruce sprinting down the lane. She gets a left-hand layup. Marissa Bruce had a nice game a night ago against Carson-Newman. Bruce spun in 7 points off the bench. Peterkin open again, puts one up off the window and home, and 1 for Peterkin. They go inside, and Bruce commits her first personal foul, and Barton on a little bit of a surge thanks to the post presence of Shanika Peterkin. Thorne will get a break, while Walker will get one on the Barton side. Peterkin so strong underneath, able to get that bucket. And now the free throw from Peterkin is in. 61% foul shooter who has 1,200 plus points and 1,100 plus rebounds. Second among active D2 players in shot blocks, nearly 400 in her career. 4-point game with 2 3/4 minutes to go in the first. Downs, little hesitation move, nice over-the-shoulder pass, and McIntosh draws the foul. It's on Michelle Gainey, her first. And McIntosh gets to the free throw line. Last night, Catawba was great at the line, a team that was second worst in the South Atlantic Conference this year in free throw shooting. Hit 67%, but that's because they missed 4 in the fourth quarter. McIntosh hits the first. Take a look at the replay and a nice pass, and then the foul whistled underneath. One more for McIntosh in a 5-point game. She drops in the second, and it's back to a 6-point lead for Catawba. It's been as many as 7 here in the opening period. Peterkin gives it right back to Doss. Doss, a sprinting start. She splits the double team as well with a right-hand scoop layup. 4-point game, 2.5 to go in the first. Stanback immediately pushing tempo and a traveling violation. Too much in fast forward there for Stanback, and Barton with a chance to put a dent into the deficit. Peterkin catches, but harassed defensively. Gainey gets it across the timeline. This is what Catawba will do defensively. They'll force you to take time in the backcourt, and your offense has to set up late in the shot clock. 13 now. Stanback gets a steal. She took it right out of the hands of Doss. Catawba ahead by 4 with 2 minutes to go in the first. Downs with a spin move, tried to throw it out and threw it right into the paws of Mitchell. Mitchell the other way, heaves it into the seats. Got right in front of the rim and just threw it over a couple players' heads and out of bounds. Wiggins will check back into the ball game, as well as Wright. And Peterkin will get a break with 1:47 to go in the first. Catawba basketball. Indians played 8 of their 13 games on the road. They are used to being away from Goodman Gym. Downs with good high-low action. Missed the layup, though, and Pham Morabel is there to snatch down the rebound. Wiggins will get to the middle of the floor and give it to the right-hand side, and Taya Doss will set it up. High post, Pham Morabel. Tough move, and somehow stuck it in with the right hand. That was a low liner that smooched the window and dropped in. 2-point ball game, 75 ticks remain in the opening period. Thorne dumping it underneath McIntosh. Tough fall-away shot, but an easy glide off the front of the rim falls in for McIntosh. She has 6 in the first and a 4-point lead. Catawba surging to the advantage. They've been led by as many as 7 in the first. Barton looking to close the gap before the end of the opening period. Right baseline dribble from Wiggins and a blocking foul whistled on Catawba. It goes on McIntosh, and that is the second personal foul on Sarah McIntosh. So that's an interesting note because she came off the bench and hit a couple shots and a couple foul shots. And she'll step to the sideline. Free throw is up. It is in. And one more coming here for Akira Wiggins, 79% foul shooter on the year. And she drops in the second to make it a 2-point ball game. 21-19, 35 seconds to go in the first period. Working to set it up is Thorne for Catawba. Very well played first quarter. Barton is shooting 75% from the field. Catawba is shooting 60%. And a turnover by the Indians. DeShazo loses it. And Catawba, leading by just 2, will have to D up if they want to maintain the lead going into the second. Barton with a chance to tie or take the advantage here. Wiggins works around a screen, sprints down the lane, kicks it to the corner. Jumper from the baseline is short. Offensive rebound. Gainey misses the stick back. And that's how the opening period comes to an end. So Catawba leads it 21-19 after 10 minutes of play, and both teams shoot north of 60% in the period. High efficiency when these teams are shooting the basketball, and it's the 6-seeded Indians ahead by a deuce early on the Eagle Sports Network.
Not everybody's going to pick Catawba, but Catawba can be a place for anybody.
You can find a sense of belonging. You can find your people here, and it can be whatever you make it.
If you want to transform into the person you have the potential to be,
if you aspire to inspire the world around you and others,
if you want to discover a sense of belonging and make it what you want, there's a place for you here.
Catawba College is waiting. Are you ready?
On and off the court, we're focused on creating lifelong opportunity, and that starts with education. More college athletes are earning degrees than ever before, but we've still got work to do. That's why we're raising the bar for incoming freshmen, so they're prepared when they get to campus. And why teams can't play in championships unless they make the grade. Education matters, and putting academics first creates a pathway to a lifetime of opportunity.
We welcome you back to Holt Fieldhouse, and the 6-seeded Catawba Indians lead by a pair after 10 minutes of play. Catawba's 9 of 15 from the field, 60%, and Barton on the other side, 67% shooting, 6 of 9. Catawba the ball out of the break. Backdoor cut. DeShazo has her shot stuffed by Wright, her 13th block of the year. Leads to a run out. Wiggins. Right wing, and a three-pointer on the way from Mitchell is well too strong, and it drops out of play. Pretty good look for Mitchell, but she is just a 21% three-point shooter this year. 9:35 to go in the first half. Thorne sprints, dumps it off. Barnes layup, no good, but a foul whistled underneath, and Wiggins is the guilty party. Her first of the ball game. And it sends Barnes to the free throw line. 61% foul shooter in a 2-point game. First shot is in from Barnes. Catawba 3 of 3 at the line to start us off. Take a look at the little shovel underneath, and there wasn't a whole lot there, but maybe a little bit of the body from Wiggins. Second shot is missed. Offensive rebound, tap to Wiggins. She misses the stick back, but a foul's whistled. This time around, it's on Ray Wright. And Thorne to the line. 3-point edge for the 6th seed, Catawba. And the first shot coming here from Thorne is short. There was another 6th seed that earned a victory around the rest of the country, while the majority held serve. Tiffin out of the Atlantic took down Kentucky Wesleyan, so 2 6 seeds winning in the regional out of the 8 regions. 48-team field. Thorne's second free throw is in. It's a 4-point game. To the front court, and a stopping and popping jumper from Gainey is no good. And Barnes is the one that nearly tracked down the rebound, but it goes out of play. 23-19. Catawba with the advantage. Barton has been hot when they've been able to get shots off, but 7 turnovers hindered their offense. Left-hand shot from the baseline from Zayna Boyd is too strong, and here comes Catawba sprinting to the front court. Downs is able to scoop one off the glass with the right hand. 1 minute into the second, and a 6-point ball game. Catawba is led by as many as 7. Barton looking to get the ball inbounds, and just does so with a second to spare. In the corner, trapped, throwing it, intercepted. Thorne puts in the layup, and it's a 27-19 ball game, and that's the largest lead of the day for Catawba. And then a traveling violation whistled on Wiggins. And just like that, Catawba able to take advantage. Indians have scored the first 6 points of the period. All told, it's an 8-2 scoring run dating back to the opening period that has built this lead up to an 8-point ball game. Catawba basketball leading by 8. They led by as many as 22 yesterday. Thorne on the right wing. That's a 2-point jump shot that's too strong. There's Peterkin back into the game to grab the rebound. To the front court comes Barton. In the left corner, Tham Morabel, a jump shot. That's too strong. Rebound hauled in by Stanback. 27-19. Stanback throws it underneath Barnes. Working against Peterkin. Puts a shot up. Tried to draw the foul. Couldn't do so. And the rebound to Wiggins to Barton. Bulldogs in the all-whites with the royal blue collars. To the right block goes Wiggins. She scoops one in. +1 as she draws the foul. This whistle is on Talia Barnes, and that is her second personal foul. Good move to the bucket. 2 defenders came over, and it was Barnes that used a little bit of the body, committing the foul. And now Wiggins back to the line. Wiggins this year has a couple 20-point scoring efforts and has been in double figures 8 times. He's up to now 5 in this one. Stanback splits a double team. Right-hand pass to the corner to Shazo. DeShazo pops the top on a 3. That swirls around before it splits the cords and makes it an 8-point lead again for Catawba on the triple from DeShazo, her second. Tham Morabel in the corner, throws it underneath, and Ford will be whistled for a foul here. She barreled into Peterkin. Well, Barton got off to a nice scoring start in this game, but then the turnovers started to rear their ugly head. As Barton led 6-3 early, then a 12-2 scoring run has placed Catawba in control. Tham Morabel runs into Stanback, and Stanback will be a guilty party there. As Stanback was coming for the steal, and Tham Morabel was moving in that direction. Stanback's first personal foul. Now the foul's starting to add up for Catawba. It's a team that will go deep into the bench, but certainly prefers some of the top 7 or 8 in the rotation. Left wing, Walker. Dribbles left, pulls up for a jump shot, no good. Offensive rebound, Tham Morabel saves it out. Bodies run into each other, and Thorne's the one that rescues it for Catawba. And the Indians will set up their offense 3 minutes in to the second stanza. Stanback around a screen to her right. Draws the foul, puts in the shot, and 1. They give her the continuation, and Mitchell is called for the foul. Excellent move from Shemaya Stanback. Took the body bump, able to gather herself and stick in the jumper. And Catawba has started the second stanza on an 11-3 scoring run. They've opened up an 11-point lead. A 12-3 start to the period, and it's 33-22. Catawba on top. 7 minutes to go before halftime. Barton needs to go on a run here. Just 2 losses this season by the Bulldogs, both to Belmont Abbey. Wiggins wants a 3. She splashes it from deep, just 28% on the year. Swings the momentum back to Barton in an 8-point game. Stanback the entire length of the floor. She misses it. Peterkin affects the first attempt and then affects the putback opportunity. Wiggins sprints front court in an 8-point game. Getting to the left side of the lane. Left-hand layup is up. It doesn't go in, but a foul is whistled. And DeShazo has picked up her second personal foul. And it sends Walker to the free throw line. Bruce replaces Barnes, and Downs will have to re-enter to replace DeShazo. And Walker to the free throw line. She's just a 52% foul shooter, but she has been a dynamic scoring presence of late. 5 points in this game. You take a look at the move that she made. May have been able to call Ford for that foul as well. first free throw from Walker is in. She has 7 double-digit scoring games this year, but she has just 1 in her last 4. A lot of her damage was done in the first 6 games of the year. She does drop in both foul shots to make it a 6-point game. Barton has rung the bell with 5 unanswered. 6:23 to go in the first half. Bruce draws the foul. The whistle goes on Walker. That's the team's 4th. So no foul shots yet, and Peterkin is back onto the floor. Thorne will inbound it on the far left-hand side. 33-27, 6:22 to go in the first half. Catawba looking to continue their run here in the NCAA tournament. Will it be an all-SAC final, an all-conference Carolinas final, or will it be split? Final 4 teams remaining in this region from those 2 conferences. Downs in the right corner. Tham Morabel, good defense, but then she swung the gate open. But Downs misses the left-hand reverse layup. And Barton with an opportunity to continue to crease this margin. It sits at 6. Pounding defense from Catawba. Peterkin at the high post. 1 dribble, kick out. Walker pulls the trigger from 3. That's too strong. Stand back there for a rebound, a career high 10 yesterday. 6-point game, 5.5 to go first half. Downs dribbles left, hands it off Bruce. Back out top for Standback. Standback will get a screen from Ford. She pulls the trigger on a 3-pointer. That one is in from Standback. 37% from deep, and that swells the lead back to 9. 36-27, Standback into double figures. She's got 10 now. Mitchell to cross the timeline in a 9-point game midway through the second. Catawba shooting 54%. Tham Morabel with deep post position, missed the layup. Peterkin had it under the bucket. She misses the stick back. And in a 9-point game, Catawba with the lead. 4:50 to go first half. Standback with a slick spin move, heaves it out to the corner, and it's deflected by Ford and picked up by Tham Morabel. Turnover. Bounce pass to the front court. Walker juggles it. Tham Morabel thought about a 3. Now she will pull the trigger from 3. Misses it badly wide left, but tracks down her own miss. She knew exactly where it was going and was able to track it down. Barton sets up its offense again, down by 9. Tham Morabel underneath Peterkin. Tough shot is up. That doesn't go in. Offensive rebound. Tham Morabel. She puts it in and 1. The hoop and the harm for Tham Morabel. And they call the foul on Standback. And it brings us to immediate timeout. Barton looking to close the gap. They trail by 7. 4:16 to go in the first half. Can Barton close this one, or does Catawba have another strong opening half in them? We'll step out for a break here on the Eagle Sports Network.
Tusculum University is Tennessee's first university. Established in 1794, Tusculum's beautiful campus is nestled in the foothills of the Great Smoky Mountains. Students from 31 states and 15 countries have found a home here. With nearly 60 areas of study, Tusculum can help you pioneer your path to success. Visit www.tusculum.edu or call 423-636-7300 to discover the Pioneer experience for yourself.
Before the house, before the office, the late nights and new bosses. Before the last hugs, the wins and the losses. Before building the team, before building yourself. The rise and grinds, all day, every days. Before the letter, before the dream, there was a kid who loved to play. If you have the talent and dedication to succeed in school and in sports, we'll provide the opportunity.
Barton's one of the best rebounding teams in the entire country. They average 16 second chance points per game. But so far limited in that area despite 6 offensive rebounds, just 4 second chance points. But Tham Morabel converts at the line to make it a 6-point contest, 36-30. 4:10 to go is Tham Morabel's free throw on the and 1. Makes it a 2-score game. Thorne gives to the high post, Downs. Downs hesitating, now dribbling right. Looked like she might have traveled as she spun around, misses the shot. Rebound pokes around. Tham Morabel comes away with it. And into the front court comes Wiggins. She sprints, kicks to the corner. Walker pulls the trigger on a 2. It's short. There's an offensive rebound. Peterkin puts it up, doesn't put it in, but does draw the foul. This one goes on Lyric Thorne, and that is her second personal foul. So look at this for Catawba. Standback, DeShazo, Barnes, McIntosh, and Thorne all have 2 personal fouls with 3:46 to go in the first half. Peterkin's first free throw is wide right. She gets another opportunity. Peterkin has a shot block in 99 of her 104 career games. 71 times she's hit 3 or more and has a couple games with 11. Her shot blocking presence has been felt throughout her career. She makes the second foul shot. It's down to a 5-point game. 36-31, 3:40 remains in the first half. Glad you're with us. Hanging out here on the Eagle Sports Network. Downs swings it right wing, Thorne, and an illegal screen set. This one's on Mercedes Wampler. Since it's an offensive violation, no foul shot. Couldn't really see it from our replay angle. With 3.5 to go, 36-31. Inbound, and Wiggins is sprinting to the front court. She is called for an offensive foul. Pretty easy one there. Wiggins picks up her second personal foul. The team leader in assists is the guilty party. Catawba hasn't scored in 2 minutes despite shooting 52% from the floor in the first half. 36-31, 3:20 to go first half. Thorne dribble handoff Downs. Works around a screen, and Peterkin stuffs one to the seats. Second among D2 active players, 373 blocks rather. She has 49 career double-doubles. And playing with that one foul, she shows her prowess at 6'1" to stuff that to the front row. Catawba looking for answers offensively. Leading by 5 in a 2+ minute scoring drought. Bruce, left corner three-pointer is short, but she gets her own miss. Sweeps up a teardrop. That's short. Rebound loose on the floor. Tham Morabel came away with it. Then Downs picks it out. Still loose on the deck. Finally, we got a tied possession, and the possession arrow favors Barton. That was good hustle from both sides. NCAA tournament feel here. Look at the bodies on the deck. 4 eventually hit it. Check that, 5 eventually hit the deck. And Barton turns it over. The inbound, Aaron at midcourt. And Janiah Downs will set up the offense. Throws it underneath. Peterkin gets in the air. She comes to the ground, doesn't sweep down, but does affect the shot as Roberts misses it. 2:40 to go in the first half. 36-31. Barton on a spurt. Catawba's missed 8 of 9. Underneath, Peterkin forces one up. The strength from Peterkin sticks in the shot and one. And it's on Marissa Bruce. That is her second personal foul. So Catawba has not scored since the 5:24 mark. And this has opened the door for a 6-0, make it 7-0 Barton run. And in a 2-point game, Catawba looking to snap nearly a 3-minute scoring drought. Where does the offense come from? Probably Thorne or Downs. Thorne has it now. Gives it to Downs. Downs crosses over, gets to the lane. Running start for Wampler, and a teardrop is short. Peterkin swipes it over. Bruce picks it up. Bodies on the deck. And another tied possession. And it favors Catawba this time around. And Emily Phillips will check into the game and replace Bruce. Take a look at the hustle again. That is what these two teams have not been cheated on early, the intensity and the desire to get on the deck. Wampler gets it swatted by Peterkin. She rises to the top and sends it back. And Barton with a chance to tie or take the lead on this trip. Doss looks for Peterkin, throws it over her head, though not a great pass, and a turnover. Thorne sprints front court, gets all the way to the right block, and draws a foul. She was starting to lose possession as she was going up for the shot, and the whistle underneath goes on Michelle Gainey. She's picked up her second personal foul. And Peterkin will get a break. One thing that you always do want to keep your tabs on is the quote-unquote plus-minus chart. And Peterkin, when she's been on the floor, her team has been winning, as you would expect with her out there. First free throw from Thorne is home. And Peterkin gets a breather, 12 points and 3 rebounds so far for the senior. Second shot from Thorne is on the way, and that one drops in. 38-34, 1:40 to go. Does Catawba maintain this margin going into the break, or can Barton continue on this run? It was 7-0 prior to those foul shots. Snapped a 3+ minute scoring drought for Catawba. Doss gives right wing, Gainey. Uses a screen to set up a three-pointer, splash. From distance, Michelle Gainey converts. And it's a 1-point game. 10-2, Barton run. 69 ticks to play in the first half. Roberts in the paint. Right-hand shot, left it short. Doss picks up the rebound. She'll sprint to the front court. Kicks it off of her shoe. It bangs off of her shin, then trickles off of the shoe of Thorne. And DeShazo is coming back on the floor with the 2 personal fouls. She sat the entire third quarter yesterday with 3. Take a look at the replay, and I think it might actually hit Downs last. Sam Morabel throws it underneath. Doss, a left-hand layup. She missed it. Had a good look, just overshot it as it spins out left. Catawba maintains the lead. Barton looking for their first advantage on that last possession since it was 6-3. Thorne jump stopping, losing the basketball. It's picked up by Walker, and there's about a 5, maybe 6 second differential shot to game clock, and Barton with an opportunity to regain the lead. Gainey throws it underneath. DeShazo plays the passing lane. She sprints to the front court, has a defender on her backside, and an offensive foul whistled on DeShazo. And Terrence McCutcheon completely nonplussed with the call. Pretty good defense by Gainey, though. You watch the replay, she shuffled her feet all the way outside of the restricted circle and was able to draw the foul on DeShazo. The former first-team all-conference pick has 3 fouls here in the first half. Shot clock is off, and Barton with a chance to continue its solid close. We hit 10 seconds to go. Barton has to set something up quick. We're down to 5. Working around a screen to her left is Doss. Gives it out. Walker, a good look at a 3. It's short. And that's how the quarter and the half comes to a close. So Catawba maintains the advantage at halftime. Despite leading in the first half by as many as 11, a 10-2 burst by Barton to close the half has the Bulldogs within a point at 38-37 at the break. Good offense from both sides, great intensity, and a fun NCAA tournament semifinal starter here inside of Holt Fieldhouse. 38-37 is the score. Catawba with the advantage. Halftime here at Holt. We'll come back with a look at some of the scores, preview the later on matchup, and, of course, take a look at the stats here as we step out for a breather as you watch the NCAA Southeast Regional here on the Eagle Sports Network.
Label me.
You know you want to.
Don't be shy.
You do it behind my back.
So say it to my face. You don't know me. You know what I am?
I'm a pitcher.
I'm a striker.
I'm a point guard.
I'm a linebacker.
I'm a setter.
Shortstop.
High jumper.
Wrestler.
Defender.
Goalie.
Student.
Student athletes.
That's who we are.
In NCAA Division II, student athletes leave a lasting impression on their communities. That's because Division II student athletes want to make a difference and truly be part of their surrounding communities. Through community engagement, thousands of student athletes from various backgrounds interact with community members who view them as role models. This interaction leaves a positive and perhaps even life-changing impression on all those involved. In Division II, we rise to the opportunity and make community engagement ours.
I knew that there was an opportunity to have my college paid for if I was good enough to play baseball at that level. That was going to make a big difference in my family. D2 baseball gave me an opportunity to play at a high level and to get an education that's going to be valuable for me throughout the rest of my life. I chose to take my experience of being a student athlete and pursue that within my career and to get a master's degree. If I wouldn't have had a baseball scholarship, there'd be no chance that I'm doing what I'm doing today.
If I lose, I'll respond with respect.
If I win, I'll back it up with humility.
If I fail, I'll rise up with honor.
It's tough for us to put it all on the line.
Don't undo my hard work with poor sportsmanship.
Respect. It's the name of the game.
We can stop to make sure someone is okay.
Get in the way and disrupt the situation.
Codify an authority.
Or walk them home safely.
We can change the language around rape.
We can make campuses safer for our teammates, our friends, and our classmates.
We cannot be bystanders.
Taking action isn't always easy, but it's on us.
To intervene.
Because we can. Learn more and take the pledge at itsonus.org.
Across divisions, sports, championships, and schools for nearly 500,000 student athletes. College sports create lifelong opportunity, and that starts with education. We've raised the academic bar, so more are earning degrees, creating healthier campuses by working with the nation's brightest minds, and making sure more have the chance to succeed and are supported on their journey. But beyond the numbers, it's about opportunity, and we're working to provide it for every student athlete.
We welcome you back to Holt Fieldhouse, where the score at halftime, it's 6th-seeded Catawba 38 and 2nd-seeded Barton 37 here at Holt Fieldhouse. And take a look at how we got to this point in the opening half of play. As it was an early start for Catawba, each team traded three-pointers. Tasia DeShazo was able to bury that long-distance dedication. And Catawba's offense started to roll. They used a 12-2 scoring run. Barnes connects from the free throw line there, and Catawba was able to surge to a lead, and they really didn't look back. They swelled it to as many as 11, but Barton continued to have answers offensively. Doss here, getting down the lane with the speed for a scoop layup, inched Barton closer, closing the gap down. But once again, Catawba working the transitional game. Downs was never stopped. She floated in the layup. Downs with a strong first half off of the bench for Catawba. But Wiggins took over for Barton. 8 points, hit a couple shots from the floor. That was an and one opportunity. But Shemaya stand back, and Catawba continued to attack the basket. Stand back got that one to go, plus she drew the foul. Shemaya with 10, leading her side so far in scoring. And then at the other end, there's Wiggins canning the triple, and that inched Barton closer as they closed the opening half on a 10-2 scoring run. Stand back, drilling another triple as Shemaya drilled one from long range. One of the three three-pointers made by Catawba, and there was a long-distance dedication by Michelle Gainey. Closing out the opening half of play, Barton hit 3 trifectas in the first half. And at the break, it sits at a 38-37 Catawba margin. They'd never won an NCAA tournament game in their history. They won one last night. Is there another in the cards? Or does Barton snap a 5-game NCAA tournament losing streak? We'll find out in the second half. When we come back, we'll fill you in on a few more stats. We'll also check in with the men's Southeast Regional as that action gets underway tonight. 1 point Catawba lead at the break. Stick with us as we return to Holt Fieldhouse in a moment on the Eagle Sports Network.
In NCAA Division II, community engagement is an initiative at all 25 national championships because student-athletes want to give back while competing for a national title. Over the course of the year, Division II student-athletes have an opportunity to leave a lasting impression in local communities throughout the country. Whether Division II student-athletes are volunteering at hospitals, schools, after-school care programs, foster homes, or retirement villages, they make a difference in the lives of others. In Division II, we rise to the opportunity and make community engagement ours.
Welcome you back to Holt Field. Leads it by 38-37 margin at the break against the number 2 seed in the Southeast, the Barton Bulldogs, here inside of Holt Fieldhouse, the Southeast Regional for the second in 4 years. Indiana up a win yesterday, looking to make it back-to-back nights with a victory. Look at the Star Watch in this one. Shanika Peter ultra from the field as well. 4 of 6 from the floor. 6 at the free throw line. She's blocked a couple shots, but just 12 minutes. Coach Wendy St. Sing was very, very cautious with her in her foul trouble, but was able to get her out of the first half with just 1 foul after she picked up that 1 foul very, very early in the game. On the other side, there's Shemaya Standback, 10 points so far. She's hit a 3-pointer. Her normal game steals, she's top 20 in the country in terms of steals per game. That was limited to just 1 in 20 minutes of basketball for Catawba, but she again is having another star-studded performance in this regional for the Catawba Indians. Other stats of note to look at, more from a team perspective, Catawba scored 11 points off of 14 Barton turnovers, and that's what Barton averages for the year, 14 turnovers per game this year. But they had 14 in the first half, and not only is that just the difference in the game, that's between a Catawba 1-point edge and a Barton big lead, because that's a minus 8-point differential in points off turnovers. Right there alone for two teams that like to force a boatload of turnovers. Barton has forced 19-plus turnovers 9 times this year. But Catawba was able to possess the basketball fairly efficiently. 9 turnovers on their side. Barton plus 5 on the glass as well. Catawba got 10 points off the bench, and they needed the majority of that 10. On the men's side, Southeast Regional is opening up the 3 versus the 6 matchup. Carson-Newman leading Tusculum 30-24. That game has just started the second half. That's up in Harrogate. And Tusculum gets the first points of the second half to trim the margin down to a 30-26 ball game. Ren Dyer leading the way for Carson-Newman's Eagles. He has 13 first-half points. Nobody in double figures yet. But the Conference Player of the Year, Trenton Gill. Carson-Newman semifinal matchup in Greenville. And Tusculum looking for a little bit of revenge up there in Harrogate. So two Tennessee schools meeting on the men's side as they kickstart their regional. But here on the women's side, it is Barton down by a point. They'll need to make a run here in the second half to try to get back into this contest. It is a 38-7 Catawba lead at as we step out. Second half action looms in a one-point contest. Fun second half. You're going to want to glue to your seat, so get your popcorn, get to your snacks, your drink, and lock in with us in the second half. That's when we come back in the Southeast, the NCAA Women's Basketball Championships on the Eagles.
Champions know how to seize opportunities. When they see moments of greatness unfold right before their eyes, they push as hard as they possibly can, and then they push harder. Because the heart of a champion never settles, never quits, and never stops giving its all. We are champions. We are Division II. We go big, we give it everything we've got, and we win. On the field, on our campuses, in our communities, for our causes, in our careers. We rise to become champions in everything we do. We are Division II, and there are no limits here. We make our time count. We set our own path. We become champions on our terms. It's time to up your game, because we're here to play and learn. But most importantly, we're here to discover ourselves, our vision, our heart, our drive, to achieve every goal we aim for, because we want to be champions at the highest level, life. At Division II, the opportunities are here. Are you ready?
Before the house, before the office, the late nights and new bosses. Before the last hugs, the wins and the losses. Before building the team, before building yourself, the rise and grinds, all day, every days. Before the letter, before the dream, there was a kid who loved to play. If you have the talent and dedication to succeed in school and in sports, we'll provide the opportunity.
Back to Holt Fieldhouse, getting ready for the start of the second half of play here inside of Holt Fieldhouse. Should be a fun second half. Already been a very entertaining first 20 minutes of play here between these clubs. Meeting for the 9th time. Catawba has won 5 of the 8 so far in the all-time series between these two clubs. The last time Barton won a game, and file this away for later, they trailed by a dozen at halftime, and Faith Hunter hit a game winner with 21 seconds to play in an 80-79 win over Georgia College on March 11th, 2011. They've played in a boatload of tight tournament games in the last decade. Is tonight the night that they break through for the first time since that win? Or can Catawba double up their win total in all-time NCAA history? We'll start the second half. Barton with the basketball, looking to seize its first lead since it was 6-5 2 minutes into the game. Right baseline and a kick ball by Standback as it goes out of play. It'll be a baseline inbound for the Bulldogs. Barton won 12 of the 14 games this year. Only 2 losses came to the Conference Carolinas champs, Belmont Abbey, is a three-pointer from Wiggins. Cans the trifecta, 13-2 run spanning the half, and Barton leads for the first time since the early fourth quarter. Peterkin a deflection, picked up by Wiggins. She runs to the front court. Wants another three, feeling it. That's too strong. Rebound jostles around, still loose. Tham Morabel came out of there with it. Wiggins tosses to the corner. Extra pass out for Walker, and Barton to reset its offense. Bounce pass left-hand side. Walker. Wiggins, deep post position. Tham Morabel, she puts in the layup. And a quick 5-0 start for Barton, and a 4-point lead. It's their largest of the day. 42-38. Standback, spins around to her left, gets to the lane, bounces it out forward. Catawba, where does the offense come from? Thorne down the lane, partially blocked. I think Tham Morabel got a piece of it. 5th in the conference in blocks. And it's a 4-point game. And looking to kick-start this run even further. Peterkin lobs for Tham Morabel. Right block, draws the foul, and she gets to the free throw line. Well, the adjustments by this coaching staff of Barton shining here in the second half. 5 unanswered, a desire to get the ball underneath, and Tham Morabel back to the line. She misses the first free throw. Barton is 12 of 15 at the line in the game. And you see the burying post position by Tham Morabel. Second shot is no good. Barton is a 67% team free throw shooting team. That was 6th in Conference Carolinas. Look at Peterkin with a shot block. Ford put it up, and Peterkin skied it nearly up to the rafters with a shot rejection. 4-point game. Catawba looking to stop the bleeding. They missed 11 of their final 12 shots. Of the first half. Thorne bounces it right to left. Kicks it to the corner, deflected, still loose, and picked up. And a jump ball, and the possession favors Catawba. Good job, though, by Gainey getting the hand in the passing lane. You take a look at Catawba's shooting. They started the game 11 of 18 from the field. Even if you want to go as far as 13 of 22, which I guess makes more sense, they've made 1 of their last 14 shots. So Catawba has missed 13 of 14 since starting 13 of 22 from the field. Trying to stop the bleeding now. Stand back, 2 minutes into the second half, down 4. Great crossover move, a 15-foot jumper short. Gets her own miss, gets to the block, throws it out. Thorne. Catawba did make 3 of 5 from distance, not known as a three-point shooting team. And Thorne draws the foul, and she's going to get to the free throw line. It's on Walker. That's her second personal foul. And Thorne is to the free throw line. She's a 74% foul shooter. The good news for Catawba is some of their best free throw shooters are the ones that attack the most. As you see Thorne get to her left-hand side, take the body bump, take the contact. But she does miss the first foul shot. One more coming from Thorne. Free throw up there. That one rips the strings. And now Ford is off the floor, and McIntosh is back in. She spent a good chunk of that first half on the bench. 3-point game. Let's see if that stops an end to a 15-3 surge for Barton. And if Catawba can get a stop defensively. They haven't forced a whole lot of turnovers in the full court. Ball was poked out of Peterkin's hand. Stand back, trying to run the other way. Shovels it out to the corner. Thorne stepping into a 3. Too strong. Walker the rebound. She had Wiggins. Now lobs it to her. Wiggins one dribble. Hangs in the air but misses the layup. And Standback is there for the board. Good defense in transition by the Indians. Standback sets it up as she dribbles left. Right around a screen. Pulling up for a 3. Short iron. Loose in the corner. Barnes was the only player at Navy other than the ones on the bench trying to get after that one, and it goes out of play. And the ball goes back to the Barton Bulldogs in the all-white uniforms. 42-39. Bulldogs on top, but they haven't scored in the last 2:14 after they scored the first 5 of the second half. To the front court sprints. Wiggins. Kick out. Walker wants a 3. She dials long distance from long range. This is an 18-3 run for Barton. And the lead is 6. Catawba has missed 13 of its last 14 field goal attempts. Thorne hesitating, nearly double dribbled. Her pass gets deflected out of play. And Coach Terrence McCutcheon trying to find the answers now. Janiyah Downs is going to replace Thorne in the lineup. Downs to inbound, still looking, has to bounce it to McIntosh on the baseline. Hands it off, Downs hugging the baseline, and a timeout called for by Coach Terrence McCutcheon. It's an 8-1 start to the second half by Barton. The Bulldogs have opened up their largest lead of the day, 45-39. Can Catawba respond? Or do the Bulldogs get to a region title game? Find out next on the Eagle Sports Network.
Here at Tuskegee University, some of our historical figures like Booker T. Washington, George Washington Carver, those are some of the people that created or started that Tuskegee experience.
This place is so different. You have a support system, a real support system. We may ball and parlay, but the most important thing we do is graduate. And after we graduate, we accelerate in everything we do.
On and off the court, we're focused on creating lifelong opportunity, and that starts with education. More college athletes are earning degrees than ever before, but we've still got work to do. That's why we're raising the bar for incoming freshmen, so they're prepared when they get to campus. And why teams can't play in championships unless they make the grade. Education matters, and putting academics first creates a pathway to a lifetime of opportunity.
Welcome you back to Old Fieldhouse, and Barton is rippling the rope from long range. Akira Wiggins coming out of the locker room strikes the first long distance dedication, and then Walker from long range, a couple three-pointers from Barton to start the second half. Catawba has the ball out of the timeout, 45-39. Stand back at the buzzer. She shreds the strings from long range, and it's a three-point game. 45-42. Finally, Catawba starting to put that lengthy drought in the rear view. Walker to the bucket. She puts in a tough right-hand shot with the right hand. 47-42, 5:50 to go. Stand back, tosses it out down. Dribbles left and stops. She'll hand it off to stand back. In a 5-point game, Catawba to set up its offense. Catawba with one player in double figures. That's stand back. She's again carrying the load offensively. Downs back to the bucket. Has her shot swatted. Gives to the corner. She dribbles right, gets to the lane, beats Peterkin, but misses the layup. Peterkin snatches the rebound down, looking for career double-double number 50. Barton to set up its offense, a 10-4 start to the second half. Walker wants another three-pointer. That one's well short and goes out of bounds. Both teams are shooting 50% from deep. Barton's offense continues to impress, shooting it at 47% overall in the game. Bulldogs this year were a 43% shooting team, 42nd nationally. Midway through the third, Catawba down 5 of the ball. McIntosh left wing. Taking her time, waiting for Standback to come get it. She dribbles right, Peterkin on her, spins back left, runs into a defender, picks it up. Back to Standback. She's wide open for another three. That nearly went down, and then it's poked out of play. No, they call a foul. I thought they were going to say that it was poked out of play, and it's Gainey's third personal foul. So she picks up her third, And it brings us to a pause in action. Barton is surging, but they haven't quite been able to pull away yet. 47-42. The upstart 6th seed Catawba College, Catawba Indians hanging around. Stick with us as we go to break here on the Eagle Sports Network. Catawba basketball out of the timeout. They trail by 5. They led for much of the first half, but Barton surging in the second. Thorne to the lane, kicks it to the corner. Bruce with the ball fake. Gets inside. Peterkin with another return to sender. Thorne to the bucket. Peterkin again! Left-handed this time. And the shot blocks racking up for one of the best in the country. Second among active D2 players in rebounds and blocks. 5-point game, 5 to shoot. Stanback's got to go. Puts one up just beyond the free throw line. Doesn't get a friendly roll. Ball pokes around. Peterkin, the one that picks it up. Shanika with another strong board. 47-42. 4 minutes to go in the third. Peterkin on the block. Wiggins has been hot. Right-hand runner is in. Wiggins with 13. And the lead is 7. Can Thorne and Catawba answer? Thorne to the bucket. Can't drop it in. Ball is loose, and another rebound for Peterkin. 49-42. Bulldogs starting to pull away. And a reset here. Wiggins to the lane, throws it over. It's deflected and taken away by Thorne. She sprints to the front court with Doss on her backside. Will draw the foul. And we'll get to the free throw line. Doss picking up her first. Take a look at Thorne. Good hustle, though, by Doss to make sure that she doesn't get the easy bucket in transition. Well, the one thing about the NCAA tournament records, they do not keep shot blocks in the NCAA tournament in terms of the records. They keep rebounds and a few other, obviously, points and field goals and some of the natural statistics, but not shot blocks. Second shot from Thorne is no good, so it's a 6-point game after she splits the pair. It's 49-43 with 3:20 to go. Nearly a turnover as Catawba tries to dial up the pressure. Sam Morabel, though, gets to a jump stop and is able to push in the layup. 51-43. Barton back ahead by 8. Stanback draws a foul as she got underneath the rim. Peterkin has picked up her second personal foul. And Stanback returns to the free throw line as Peterkin checks out. And Ray Wright is back into the game. So Stanback back to the free throw line. 9 of 13 at the line today as Catawba. Stanback converts on the first. Catawba has missed 7 straight field goals. And since starting 13 of 22, they are 3 for their last 25. Second free throw up. That gets a friendly roll. And it skims things down to a 6-point game, 51-45. Catawba's full court press back in action. Wright throws it forward. Sam Morabel throws it, deflected by McIntosh, but Wright in the perfect spot. Wiggins wants a 3, and she cashes in the long distance dedication. And it's a game-high 9-point lead for the Bulldogs. And a 30-second timeout from Terrence McCutcheon. Wiggins ripping the three-point shot in the second half. Had a good look. Nobody came out to guard her. And Wiggins just decided, you know what? I like this shot. And she drills it. She's a 28% three-point shooter this year. 19 of 69 all year. And she's come into this building and has hit 3 of 4. And she leads all scorers now with 16 points. Wiggins, the junior, at a Knightdale High School in the Tar Heel State. 54-45 and a 17-7 advantage in the third quarter for Barton to flip a 1-point deficit into a 9-point lead. Stand back, sprints to the left block, and she's able to scoop in the layup. And that gets it down to a 7-point game. Well, you know Catawba can score quickly with their defense. 13 points off turnovers in this game. Doss catches in the front court in a 54-47 affair. 2.5 to go in the third. Right-hand side, it comes back out top. Wright puts up a jumper, misses wide right. And it goes out of bounds off of the team in Navy, Catawba. 54-47. Barton with the lead in the ball. Tham Morabel to Doss, and she travels as she tried to make a move. 18th turnover. Catawba forces 20 per game, and they score typically 21 points off of those giveaways. It's a 7-point game, and the fans in this gym making noise, urging their respective sides to get back into the game. 7-point margin. Catawba looking to regain that early form. Stand back. Uses the screen to pop open for three. Misses it badly, though. Wide right. Would have been a big hit from distance to skim it down to a 4-point margin. Doss breaks the pressure, promptly trapped, and a timeout. Hold on. We do get a timeout as bodies are on the deck, and Wendy St. Sing calls for it. It'll be a 30-second timeout for Barton. Well, coming up in the nightcap, we have a dandy for you. The two conference tournament champions from the respective conferences. Belmont Abbey, in their 8th NCAA tournament, has won 18 straight games. And they're the number 1 seed in this region, getting ready to take flight against 4th seeded and back-to-back SAC tournament titleist Tusculum. Pioneers coming off of a victory over Tuskegee an evening ago, a 13-point win for Coach Megan Price's crew. Here, Barton has used a late first half, early second half surge, an 18-3 scoring run to build out a lead. It's been as many as 9 in the period. Sits at 7 now, 1:40 to go in the third. Left wing, Mitchell works around a screen, step back. That's a 2-point jump shot, and it's back to a 9-point margin as Mitchell hits the jumper. 56-47, 90 seconds to go in the third. Bruce getting to the paint, right-hand layup, a little wrong-footed, gets her own miss, gets trapped. She's got a teammate wide open in the corner, and they call a timeout, and just like that, Catawba is down to 1 timeout to go with 1:18 to go in the third. So just like that, Catawba, and that is massively critical. In the men's game, it's not that important because you can't move the ball into the front court. On the women's side, you can do that. So those timeouts are just huge. Well, these teams have played some dandies. Back in 2015, it was a 1-point differential. 3-point game in 2011, 2-point game in 2010. They've been tight in their very shy young series of just 8 games. It's a 9-point differential now. Catawba needs a couple buckets to close out this period to make a comeback. Thorne around a screen. Stopping and starting. 7 to shoot. Good defense again by Barton. Thorne puts up a tough right-hand runner and gets it to go. and that makes it a 7-point game. Thorne, just her second made field goal. She's 2 of 10 from the field, 9 points. Mitchell crossed the timeline. Doss catches in the corner. Probably be Barton's last possession unless they go quicker, and now it is a turnover. Thorne comes away with it. 2-on-2 break. Thorne to the block, spins around with a spin cycle and finishes with a right hand. 5-point game, 56-51, exactly what Catawba ordered. Barton shooting 67% in the quarter. 8 of 12. Leads by 5. Catawba looking to get a stop to close it out. 6-2 burst, kick out. Mitchell a 3. She buries it from deep, and it's back to an 8-point game. And Catawba does not get a shot off at the buzzer. So a Mitchell three-pointer at the buzzer makes it 59-51 Barton. And they turn a 1-point deficit into an 8-point lead. 10 more minutes to go. A slot in a region title game on the line. Barton with the edge here at 59-51. The spin move from Thornton closes us out here in the fourth on the Eagle Sports Network.
Label me.
You know you want to.
Don't be shy.
You do it behind my back.
So say it to my face. You don't know me. You know what I am?
I'm a pitcher.
I'm a striker.
I'm a point guard.
I'm a linebacker.
I'm a setter.
Shortstop.
High jumper.
Wrestler.
Defender.
Goalie.
Student.
Student athletes.
That's who we are.
In NCAA Division II, student athletes leave a lasting impression on their communities. That's because Division II student athletes want to make a difference and truly be part of their surrounding communities. Through community engagement, thousands of student athletes from various backgrounds interact with community members who view them as role models. This interaction leaves a positive and perhaps even life-changing impression on all those involved. In Division II, we rise to the opportunity and make community engagement ours.
Barton in the third period shoots 69%, 9 of 13. And the Bulldogs lead by 8, but they turn it over to start the fourth. Thorne snatches it out, and here comes Catawba. They'll try to make things quick and rough here in the fourth on Barton, as the Bulldogs have turned it over 20 times in the game. Thorne between the rings, gives to the left-hand side, and Barnes. Back out top, stand back, throws to the right wing. 3 to shoot. Wampler has to heave one up. It does hit the rim, and Standback's going to track it down in the corner, but she steps out of bounds as her momentum was carrying her into the corner. And in a 8-point ball game, it's a 59-51 score with 9:24 to go. Does Catawba have enough in it? They have made 6 of their last 31 shots. Doss in the backcourt is able to spin around from the defender and cross the timeline. A lot of these subs have played big-time minutes for Coach Wendy St. Sing. Lob underneath is intercepted. Tasia DeShazo comes away with a steal. And Catawba with the basketball back. DeShazo has a wide-open teammate. Wampler with a ball fake, can't make the layup. Peterkin again affects the shot attempt. To the front court, and a lob to this sideline. And Doss will set things up. Barton looking for its first NCAA tournament win in a decade. They beat Georgia College on a game winner with 20 seconds to play. Left wing 3 from Wiggins, a rare miss from her. And Catawba the ball back, down by 8. Nobody scored yet here in the fourth period. Sam Morabell covering Thorne. Left wing, Wampler. DeShazo. Right to left crossover, spins back, puts up a tough shot. Doesn't get the friendly roll. Offensive rebound, though, stand back. She dumps it underneath. Wampler stuck in the corner. Plenty of time to shoot. 12 right now. Stand back. Accelerates to the cup. Left-hand layup in. And the harm. Mitchell called for her second personal foul. And Gainey will come back into the game. Stanback's had a wonderful tournament. She's nearing a season high. Makes the foul shot. She has her second 20-point scoring game of the year. And on her next bucket would reset the season high for her. 59-54, 7:53 to go. And a spot in the Southeast Region final on the line. Barton and Catawba looking to reach their first ever regional final. Peterkin tosses it underneath. Tham Morabel quickly converged upon. Gets open for a Walker three that just does shake off. Offensive rebound. Peterkin can't put it in, but she does draw the harm and gets to the line. Barnes picks up her third personal foul. It's the team's second. Our team's first, rather, of the period. Peterkin just wonderful job getting to the post. Great position and drawing the foul. Peterkin's foul shot is in. 11 for Peterkin. 14th double-figure scoring game this year. Second shot from Peterkin is in. It's back to a 7-point differential. 61-54, 7:37 to play. Thorne to set up the offense with 7.5 to play. Catawba's got to go on a run here somewhat soon. 2-3 zone for the first time from Barton. And Catawba not sure how to attack right now. 10 to shoot. Stand back. Looking to make something happen. Getting against Peterkin. Missed the layup. Rebounds deflected out of play. And it's off of Catawba. And the Indians didn't know how to handle. And it's 61-54 and a timeout from Barton brings us to a pause in play. 7:12 remains in the game. Second seeded Barton on top by 7. Should be a fun close to this one as we tune in here for the semifinals of the Southeast Regional on the Eagle Sports Network.
I knew that there was an opportunity to have my college paid for if I was good enough to play baseball at that level. That was going to make a big difference in my family. D2 baseball gave me an opportunity to play at a high level and to get an education that's going to be valuable for me throughout the rest of my life. I chose to take my experience of being a student athlete and pursue that within my career and to get a master's degree. If I wouldn't have had a baseball scholarship, there'd be no chance that I'm doing what I'm doing today.
If I lose, I'll respond with respect.
If I win, I'll back it up with humility.
If I fail, I'll rise up with honor.
It's tough for us to put it all on the line.
Don't undo my hard work with poor sportsmanship.
Respect. It's the name of the game.
Terrence McCutcheon looking to lead his team to a upset for a second straight night. But his team with work to do in a 61-54 ball game. Barton with a basketball, a strong second half in which they have shot the basketball at a 60% clip. Lob to midcourt, just over the hand of Thorne. And Barton will be able to set up its half-court offense. Bulldogs have turned it over 21 times, but they have withstood a lot of this pressure in the second half. Tham Morabel underneath. Peterkin gives it out top. Wiggins gets open. She pulls the trigger on a three and hits another one. Wiggins has hit 4 from distance and 19 points for Akira Wiggins. And a 10-point margin. Right corner, it's in the hands of Barnes. It's a season high for makes for Wiggins from deep as Stanback's able to stick in a layup. There have been numerous games where Wiggins had been 0 for from long range this year. But she has hit 4 in crunch time. 19 points. Barton by 8. 6:05 to go. Sam Morabel, stand back, tried to take it out of her hands. Then the ball's tossed to the corner. Peterkin. She gets it back on the block, sweeps through defenders, and then draws the foul. Barnes has picked up her 4th personal foul. Just the team's 2nd of the period. And there was 4 seconds on the shot clock. They called that in the act of shooting. That's interesting. McIntosh into the game. Barnes checks out. 64-56, 5:47 to play. Peterkin at the line. First free throw, no good. Take another look at that entry pass. Peterkin caught it, went through the lane. It did not look like she was shooting that ball. It should have been on the floor, so they get the free throw to make it a 9-point game. 65-56, 5:40 to go. DeShazo. Bruce. Zone defense again from Barton. A nice wrinkle here in the 4th. Thorne around a couple defenders, gives it out. DeShazo gets a good look. Missed it too strong, and Tham Morabel snatches the rebound down. 65-56, 5:14 to go. Barton pulling away. Catawba not having an answer offensively. Wiggins sweeping to the bucket, misses the layup. Offensive rebound falls into the hands of Peterkin. She misses the initial attempt, gets it back, misses another shot attempt, and a foul whistled. And it's on Standback, who picks up her 3rd. Good looks for Peterkin, but the foul's whistled. He was wide open and a rare miss underneath because Peterkin is 7th in the country in field goal percentage. Peterkin misses the first foul shot, and she'll get another try at it. 65-56. Second one from Peterkin is in. It's a 10-point game once more. This matches the largest of the day for Barton. 4:50 to go. Where does Catawba get its offense? In the second half, they're shooting 24%. McIntosh tries to force one up, missed it, and then she commits the foul. And now Barton inching closer and closer to the finish line, leading by 10. McIntosh just bumped into Tham Morabel. And in a 10-point game, a strong second half for Barton, outscoring Catawba 29-18. Barton has had some history of letting some leads slip away. They led by 7 against Anderson with 5:53 to go, but Walker gets the backdoor layup, and it's the largest lead of the day, and it doesn't. 68-56, 4:20 to play. Downs puts up a three-pointer. That's too strong. Offensive rebound, McIntosh, and an offensive foul. Barton feeling it now. Catawba an ill-timed scoring drought. Wiggins will get a break with 4:12 to play. 68-56. Tham Morabel with a double-double, 11 points, 14 rebounds. Peterkin has 14 and 11. And a steal. Thorne picks it up in the lane, puts up a shot, and gets it to go. That trims it to 10, 4:05 left. Peterkin in the backcourt. Hands it off Doss. Long way to go here for Barton, but Doss is going to be able to accelerate to the front court. Throws it to the middle of the floor. The ball's poked around, and it's a jump ball as Downs gets in there. And possession's going back to Catawba. I mentioned that 2019 regional game. Barton was the 8th seed. They led by 7 with 5:53 to go in the game. Alexi Mullenhauer hit free throws in the last half minute to tie it, and Anderson prevailed 69-66 in overtime. Barton has had some leads slip away. They led by 9 with 4:39 to play against Belmont Abbey in the Conference Carolinas Championship and lost in overtime. Catawba down 10. DeShazo wants a three-pointer. That's short, gets her own miss, gets to the lane and draws a foul. And gets back to the line. Wright commits her second. And free throws coming here for a great free throw shooter. DeShazo's at 82%. DeShazo puts the first free throw up and gets it to go. Take another look at that one. DeShazo missed it. Walker didn't box her out, and then DeShazo put it back up, and Wright all over. Second shot in from DeShazo, 4 straight by the Indians. And it's a 68-60 game, 3:38 remain. And another turnover. Pass goes out of bounds. 68-60, 3:38 to go in the game. And Shanika Peterkin is right back onto the floor, rather. Barton has seen enough of this run, but Catawba with a bucket here would continue to apply the pressure. Thorne gives it back to Standback. Back Thorne. Standback's had a monster game with 22. Kick out. Downs for 3. Too strong. That would have been unquestionably one of the bigger shots of the game. Could have trimmed it to 5. Standback the steal. Standback hustles to the block. Misses the reverse layup. And Peterkin snatches down the rebound. And then a foul is whistled on Catawba with 3:13 to play. Downs commits her first. Catawba's over the limit and is going to force Barton to make foul shots. Well, 6 turnovers in the quarter. And Catawba has had back-to-back possessions where they've had pretty decent looks. And now let's see if Peterkin can convert at the free throw line. And now I think they're going to have a conversation on whether or not they want to take a look at this last play. I think they're going to want to take a look at it on exactly whether or not there was contact above the neckline on this, as we'll take another look at it from our baseline angle. There's Peterkin with a rebound. She came up. Bodies went up, and then there was the play in question on whether or not it was anything to take a look at. They're going to want another glance at this one. Peterkin came up. Really didn't look like there was any contact too high on the shoulder of Ford. And that was perhaps, and here's another look from a different angle on whether or not she got up to Downs, didn't get anything there, and then came back. Might have gotten a piece of Downs, but certainly doesn't look like anything. And that's what the officials officially determined. So no flagrants of any kind there, and just free throws for Peterkin with 3:13 to go. 68-60. Barton leading it. The lead has been as many as a dozen in the period. Peterkin misses the first foul shot. Barton in the first half was 12 of 14. Now in the second half, 4 of 9. And make it 4 of 10 at the line in an 8-point game with 3:10 to go. The door's open. Can Catawba strike through it? DeShazo with 3 minutes to play. Gives to Thorne. That's a great look at a 3. Can't get it to go, though. And a foul is whistled, and it sends Barton back to the free throw line. Downs picks up her second, making it a free throw shooting game, but Tham Morabell's the one going to the line, and she's one of the team's best free throw shooters at 70% on the year. So Tham Morabell to the free throw line to get a pair with 2:58 to play in the game. Can Barton get the free throws to fall? Morabell misses that one. Barton continues to miss shots at the charity stripe. One more on the way. That one gets a friendly roll, and it's a 9-point game with 2:58 remaining. Catawba's offense has just struggled mightily in the second half. They've had good looks, just haven't made any. Thorne tries to snap that string, misses another. Tham Morabel the rebound. Gets it out to Wiggins. Wiggins lofts it forward. Walker catches. Reverse layup is in. 11-point lead for the Bulldogs. 71-60, 2.5 to go. Stand back. Bounces out Thorne. Catawba shooting 21% in the second half. They're 3 of 15 in the quarter. And the zone defense by Barton has been masterful. Downs. Nowhere to go. 10 to shoot. Loses it. It goes out of bounds. Turnover by Catawba. And Barton excited. Bench thrilled. And Downs just lost it. Peterkin got a piece. Then it went out of play. And Wiggins is going to have to come off the floor, and Teodos will have to come in. Wiggins cramping. She's the team's best free throw shooter at 79%. Inbound Peterkin. Gives it to the middle of the floor, Doss. 2:09 to go. 71-60. Should have been a travel. They didn't call it. A lot of different people thought it was. Standback gets the steal, ripping it away from Doss. Sprints to the block, misses the layup though. Another missed opportunity for Catawba. Doss gives to the corner. Walker, one dribble, three-pointer on the way, and a dagger from Lauren Walker, and Barton in control with 100 seconds to play. Thorne misses the layup. Ford misses another one. And then what do we got? A foul. And it's on Peterkin. It's her third. Walker with a quick trigger at the other end from the right wing. Buried a triple. She has 19 points in the game. A monster hit from Walker. .90 seconds to go. Downs needs a three. That's badly off. Rebound to Peterkin. 14-point game. Walker sprinting the other way. She puts in the layup. And it's a 16-point lead, largest of the day. Walker with her second 20-point effort, and Barton feeling it. 8-0 run. Three-pointer from Ford ends that. But 1 minute to go, maybe too little, too late. Barton trying to get a timeout. They don't get it. And now a near steal, and then a foul is called. And Kayla Mitchell is going to the free throw line. 50 seconds to go, and it would take some kind of miraculous effort for Catawba to get back into this game. Free throws from Mitchell, 67% foul shooter on the year. 13-point game. First free throw swirls home. One more here in a 14-point margin. Barton seized control early in the second half. And after Catawba started 13 of 22 in the game, they're 9 of their last 50. 78-63 after the second one goes in. Stand back. Pull-up jumper, too strong. Doss the rebound. And a foul is whistled, and more foul shots coming. Stand backs fourth. Barton feels it. The 10-year drought is about to be extinguished by the Bulldogs in a 78-63 ball game. Well, Baja men's special. Who let the dogs out? Here in the gym, and Catawba will empty the bench. 78-63, and you have to credit Terrence McCutcheon's group for winning their first ever NCAA tournament game last night, and the Magic just fall short here this evening despite leading at halftime. A motivated Barton ball club First free throw from Doss goes home, and she gets another opportunity in a 16-point ball game. The final score will not reflect how good of a game this has been. Second one from Doss goes through. Wright and Zayna Boyd are in. Peterkin is done. Tham Morabel is done. And Peterkin with a hug for her teammates. And Wendy St. Sing with a high five. And Barton is about ready to end this drought. Davey, Phillips, 30 seconds to go. Phillips puts in the shot. 27.8 remains. Doss to come across the timeline. Catawba should not foul. Shot clock is off. 80-65 is the score. Around the screen to her right. Doss gets to the lane, and then a shot blocked by Ashley Roberts. 8.6 seconds to go. Barton ahead by 15, looking to punch its ticket to a region final. Lob comes out to Doss. 6 and 5. Doss will backpedal it out, and the Barton Bulldogs are going to their first ever region championship match. Pure jubilation from the Bulldogs as they snap a 10-year drought and win this game. Final score 80-65. The Bulldogs take it by a 15-point margin. And hugs for Coach Wendy St. Sing. And now we bring to the interview here Coach Wendy St. Sing. And Coach, I saw the excitement. It's been 10 years since you guys won an NCAA tournament game. How do you sum up the emotions of your group right now?
They worked really hard this game. We didn't have a great first half, and I thought that we came out intense in the third quarter, and I think that was the game. So all credit goes to them. They worked their butts off, and we had a great second half at least.
Let's talk about the second half because you trailed most of the first half. You come out between the first and the second half, an 18-3 scoring run. What was the message at halftime?
Well, we just had to pick up at both ends. We were letting them get to the basket too easily, giving up some threes. I thought they were getting too many offensive rebounds. And we did a better job doing that, although they had 21 offensive rebounds. but they weren't able to score on a lot of them. So defensively, I thought we did a whole lot better job. Our zone worked well tonight, which we don't do a lot. So we're real proud of that as well.
Now you turn your attention to a region championship game. What do you do in the next roughly 48 hours to enjoy this one, but get ready for that title game?
We're having a steak dinner tomorrow, so we're gonna celebrate that. They're excited about that, and just look at the tape, see who wins tonight, the second game, and we'll go from there. We're gonna give it our best shot for sure.
Coach, thank you so much. Congratulations.
Thank you.
That's Coach Wendy St. Sing as Barton wins this game by a final score of 80-64, and skipping off the floor is Coach St. Sing. Congratulations to the Barton Bulldogs, their third ever NCAA tournament win. Catawba was strutting its stuff at the outset of the contest as these two teams were squaring off for the 9th time ever. Wiggins had a monster game. She finishes with 19 points. A lot of those coming early in the contest, and she had some clutch ones down the stretch as well. Catawba led at halftime. Janiyah Downs was running the floor for the Catawba College Catawba Indians. And in this game, the final score is Barton 80 and A 65 tally for Catawba. Wonderful season by the Indians. First ever NCAA tournament win, but they go a little icy in the second half, and the clutch shooting of Wiggins as Barton makes 9 3-pointers, and the celebration was on late in the second half. And at the end of the game, high fives all around. Barton to the region championship game. Second game of our region semifinals coming up shortly. Stick with us here on the Eagle Sports Network.